Have you been watching the mortgage rates in the last year and realized no one has a clue on which way the rates are going to go in the future?
Yeah, exactly.
I can certainly tell you, I don't have a crystal ball when it comes to the mortgage rates. However, if you're actually new to the area or thinking of making that move into the Suffolk area or possibly making that big purchase in 2023, I think this video is going to be perfect for you as I'm going to review my top neighborhoods in Suffolk, Virginia. These rankings are based on my favorite neighborhoods in Suffolk, as each has its own distinct charm. I've got a nice little variety in my rankings as far as price range goes as well. And if you've watched any of my other videos in the past, you'll know I'm going to take a look at some of these neighborhoods from high above. That way you can really get a lay of the land, a feel for what each neighborhood's like, and make your best decision on which one fits you best. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. So if you didn't already know, the city of Suffolk, Virginia is actually the largest city in the whole state of Virginia by overall square miles. So what that means for you is there's a really nice mixture of different style of neighborhoods in Suffolk, Virginia. Whether you want a townhouse, a condo, a single family home, heck, you can even buy a farm if you'd like. And another thing that's great about these neighborhoods is there's a really big diversity in price range. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or you're looking to upgrade, you definitely can find a perfect house for you. So with that said, I'm gonna give this ranking here based on my favorite neighborhoods. Make sure you stick around till the end because that #1 neighborhood is an incredible neighborhood. If you're new to the area and thinking about Suffolk, Virginia, I'm gonna go over some pros and cons later on as well of living in Suffolk, Virginia. But with that, my #5 neighborhood and living in Suffolk, Virginia would be the neighborhood of Burbage Grant. Burbage Grant is located in the North Suffolk area around the College Drive area, not very far from the Monitor Merrimack Bridge. One of the main reasons why I picked this neighborhood is because there's a very unique mixture of houses. Whether you're looking first-time house or an upgrade, you can find it in this neighborhood. Additionally, I really like the location of this neighborhood and some of the amenities it offers as well. But as far as the neighborhood itself goes, this is not the newest neighborhood in Suffolk by any means. It's actually going to be one of the older neighborhoods on my list here. It is a diverse group of homes. You have townhouses and single family homes. The neighborhood itself was first started in 1994 and actually ran construction all the way into the late 2000s. As far as the townhomes go, they range in price from $220,000 to $275,000. Mostly are 3 bedrooms and sizes between 1,200 and 1,800 square feet. Most of these townhomes were built in the late 90s. When you're looking at single family homes, the price ranges for those is $325,000 to $550,000. Most are 3 to 4 bedrooms and size ranges between 1,800 and 3,600 square feet. The price values themselves are actually up 10 to 14% versus a year ago, and I don't really feel that pricing is going to be going into decline anytime soon. There is a clubhouse with an outdoor pool, tennis courts, and a play area. That's included in your HOA fees, so make sure you check that out as well. So the neighborhood itself is definitely not one of the newest neighborhoods in Suffolk, but I really think it has a lot to offer, and that's why I have it as my #5 neighborhood. Let's go ahead and move on into my next neighborhood. So my 4th neighborhood is actually my newest neighborhood on my list in Suffolk, Virginia. It's in the Bennett's Creek area, and this neighborhood is called Bennett's Creek Quarter. It started in 2021 and construction continues. The unique thing about this neighborhood is it is all condos, so it is condo living. However, the styles of homes vary depending on what part of the neighborhood you're in. Another great thing I think about this neighborhood is the price range for these houses is very affordable. There are different styles of homes, 3-story townhomes. There's also single family homes that are attached, and then your traditional condo styles. As far as bedroom size, they range between 2 and 3 bedrooms. Majority square footage would be between 1,200 and 2,300 square feet, starting at $240,000 all the way up to $470,000. There is a clubhouse with a pool, outdoor area. They have a dog walking area. Because this is a condo, you're gonna have condo and HOA fees, and right now those are running around $200 a month. So you gotta think about that when you're budgeting as well. But why it made my list is just because I think there's a lot of affordable options in this neighborhood, and it's a great neighborhood. I can tell you after driving through it, I really came away surprised how nice it seemed to be, a lot of walking trails. So that's my 4th neighborhood Okay, so my third neighborhood, we're actually moving a little farther west on 58. Actually, my next two neighborhoods are gonna be very close together, but my number 3 neighborhood, while it's not the newest neighborhood in Suffolk, Virginia, it is a newer neighborhood. That would be the neighborhood of Heron's Point. I think you're really gonna see why I picked this neighborhood. The neighborhood itself started to be built in 2011, and that ran all the way through 2017. There is 86 homes in this neighborhood. One of the things I really like about this neighborhood is just the nice size of the lot. As far as price range goes, the median price range is around $526,000. Size of the houses, they range all the way up from 2,000, 5,000 square feet. So one of the main reasons why I would pick this neighborhood is I love the lot sizes here, but this kind of gives you the best of both worlds, as you have the country living because you're getting a little farther out into Suffolk away from some people. However, you are in a neighborhood, so if you have children, there's plenty of places for them to play with other kids in the neighborhood as well. As I mentioned earlier, I bought my first house in Suffolk, Virginia about 20 years ago in a neighborhood called Kilby Shores, which is a little farther past Heron's Point. I can tell you Suffolk has a lot of great things to offer, but you don't have to take my opinion for it. I actually did a video on the pros and cons of Suffolk, Virginia. You can take a look at that video right here. That way you can see if this city is perfect for you, as there are plenty of cities to choose from here in Hampton Roads. If you're getting any value out of this video and you're enjoying it, make sure you hit that like button. That way we can get this video out to as many people as possible. Last thing before we get into my last two neighborhoods, that I'm a realtor here in Hampton Roads. If you're thinking about making that move, I would love to have the opportunity to help you. So please reach out. My information's right below me here, but also I'm gonna put my information in the description below. So let's go ahead and get into my last two neighborhoods, my favorite neighborhoods. Okay, so as I said, my first house was in the Kilby Shores area, which wasn't far from our last neighborhood in Heron's Point. My next neighborhood is one neighborhood that I always looked to when I was living in the Kilby Shores area. It's kind of an exclusive neighborhood that I wished I lived in. And my number 2 neighborhood would be the neighborhood of Pitchkettle Point. This neighborhood is a beautiful array of homes, mostly all brick homes on extremely large lots. You have plenty of space in between you and your neighbor, and a lot of these houses are right on the water. You're gonna see here why I like this neighborhood. The neighborhood itself has around 80 homes. The median price point is around $518,000, but I will tell you there are some houses in the neighborhood here that can be upwards of upper $800,000, $900,000. Not a lot of houses in this neighborhood come on the market very often. You can see here some beautiful homes, nice wide open lots. This neighborhood here was one of my favorite neighborhoods when I first moved into Suffolk, and it still is for all the reasons I already mentioned. But now we're actually gonna get into my number 1 neighborhood. And this was pretty tough for me because both of them, number 1 and number 2, really stood out for me when I was looking at neighborhoods. But let me show you the number 1 neighborhood, and I think you'll see why I picked that neighborhood. So if you've watched any of my other videos, you know my family and I, we really enjoy spending that time outdoors. And one of my favorite parks Suffolk has to offer would be Sleepy Hole Park. I like fishing. There's a lot of opportunities to fish there. There's a lot of places to take my dog running around, and it's wide open. So my number 1 neighborhood is actually right down the street, and that would be the neighborhood of Nansemond Pointe. Nansemond Pointe is very similar to Pitchkettle Point. It's a little more central, north central Suffolk, but what sets this apart from me compared to Pitchkettle Point is just the overall water views that the majority of these houses have. The lot sizes are very large, very beautiful houses, kind of with that rural living, but you're in a neighborhood. And to me, this is a pretty exclusive neighborhood. The neighborhood itself has 86 homes with the median price of $609,000, and very similar to Pitchkettle Point. Not a lot of houses come on the market here very often, but when they do, they're very highly sought after. So if you're thinking about making a move, you want to keep an eye, because as soon as these houses come on the market, they move very quick. So with the last 2 neighborhoods, I was really torn on which one to pick. It's honestly pretty much a toss-up. I did go with Nansemond Pointe, but I think all 5 neighborhoods are really great options. After seeing this video, if you're curious if Suffolk's gonna be right for you, you might wanna check out this video here on the pros and cons of living in Suffolk, Virginia, as that'll kind of give you an idea of what it's like to live there. And until the next time, I hope you have a great day. I will see you on the next video.